Hi, welcome to Stories with me, Shonna. Tonight, I'm going to read you a story that I wrote. I'm a pediatric speech therapist, and one of the things I do is I help kids be able to understand words and ideas and things that are happening around them. And I help them do that by using pictures or words and putting it together in a simple story that talks about what's going on. The reason I do that is because when we talk in words fly through the air and then they disappear, and it can be hard to catch them and understand them. It can be hard, especially when you're upset about something. And I'm coming to you tonight as a Canadian who's watching the forest fires, and I know that is an extremely upsetting time for a lot of people. Some people in communities are dealing with the smoke and have to stay inside, and it's irritating, and they're having to watch to make sure the wind direction doesn't change. Other people are thinking about having to leave or evacuate, and the stresses that go along with that. Some people actually have evacuated and are dealing with what next. So this story that I've written is something called a social story. It's designed for young children or autistic children or kids that are just dealing with a lot of big feelings, to help them understand, what does it mean when your community is facing a forest fire, particularly in the far north, on reserves. So whenever I read a story, I like to take a moment and just gather myself so that I can really concentrate on the words and the pictures that I'm hearing and seeing. I like to do that by taking a nice big breath. Sometimes I need to. I try to have a drink of water or something, or a snack. Tonight it's a glass of water. I would encourage you to do that too. Do you need a snack? Maybe you want a blanket. And I wonder, this is to the kids listening, is there someone around you that you care about that would like to listen to this story with you? You can go get them now, or maybe a stuffed animal, or even a pet. Maybe you have a dog that you want to snuggle up to. Whatever makes you feel good and calm. Are you ready? This is a social story that I wrote called When There's a Forest Fire Near My Community. Here's the first page. Sometimes forest fires happen. A forest fire happens because of hot weather, or lightning, or by accident. And forest firefighters work very hard to put out fires and protect us. So there's a picture of lots of smoke and a forest fire. And look at these firefighters putting water or dumping water down on the fires to put them out. When there is a fire close by, chief and council and community helpers get together and work together. They make a safety plan to keep everyone safe. And look at, there's chief and elders and community helpers talking about what should we do to keep our community safe. But how do we stay safe if there's a forest fire? That's a good question. Well, we listen carefully to what the grown-ups tell us. We stay inside if we're told to. Close the windows and doors to keep the smoke outside. Drink lots of water. And if somebody gives you a mask, like that kind of mask, put it on, because masks help keep the smoky air from going inside your body, in your lungs. What is an evacuation? What does that mean? Evacuation. Sometimes the best thing to do to stay safe is to leave your home and go to a safe place. That's called an evacuation. If there's an emergency, like a forest fire, sometimes you have to leave to be safe. Sometimes if you live in a remote or far away place, helicopters or planes help us leave quickly away from the smoke and the fires. Look at these people are lining up. They're going to go on the airplane, or maybe these people are going on an airplane or a helicopter to go someplace safe where there's no fire. Maybe you've been evacuated. If you're evacuated, it's because people are keeping you safe. But how do the helicopters and planes help? Look at this pilot. A pilot is someone who flies the airplane or flies the helicopter, and they are specially trained. Special helicopters and planes can fly to remote or far away places, even when it's really smoky. Look at all that smoke. They are fast and safe. The pilots are specially trained to fly during forest fires. These pilots, they know just what to do to fly in smoky air when there's a fire. They know just how to help you. And they can get you someplace far away from the forest fire. What will happen during an evacuation? You and your family or people you care about will pack a bag with your most important things like water, clothes, and medicine. You might leave your community by car, maybe by car, or by helicopter, or by plane or bus to go to a safe place. You might stay at a shelter, a hotel, or with family or friends. But wherever you stay, you will have food, you will have a place to sleep, and you will be safe, far away from the fires. Look at these kids have got suitcases, and their grown-ups are taking care of them, and they're going onto a plane to go far away from the fires. Did you have to go on a plane to go away from the fire? Maybe you're thinking, where will we go? Where do we go if we evacuate? Well, after you evacuate, you will go someplace safe. Maybe it will be to a hotel. Have you ever been to a hotel before? Or you might stay with your family or your friends. And sometimes you might go to a big place called a shelter. Looks like they're staying in a hotel together. But what's a shelter? Well, there are a lot of people when there's a forest fire or an emergency that want to help. And one of the ways they help is to give you a safe place to be. That's a shelter. A shelter is a big place that lots of people can go when there's an emergency, and they need a safe place to stay for a while. There might be lots of people who left their communities just like you. There will be lots of helpers. There will be food, drinks, and places to sleep. You will be safe there. Maybe you're in a shelter right now. I wonder what it's like. When can we go home? That's a good question. The firefighters and leaders in your community will tell you when there's no more fire and no more smoke. You can go home when it's safe. And safe means no more fire, no more smoke, and a safe place to live. Listen, forest fires can be a scary thing, and it's okay. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to feel whatever you might be feeling. You might need to cry or even laugh. It's okay. But please, reach out to your grown-ups. Ask them for what you need. Maybe you need a hug or whatever will help you feel okay. This little girl, I don't know how she's feeling. Maybe tired, or maybe scared, sad, or mad, or happy to be with someone she loves. I don't know. But it looks like she's having a hug to feel better. What helps you feel better? I think a hug helps me too. Sometimes chocolate makes me feel better too. Even after a big fire, the trees will grow again. The animals will come back. And the buildings and houses will get fixed. And that's the end of my story. Thank you for listening. And wherever you are, whatever is happening, my heart is with you. And I hope that you are feeling safe and that you can go home very soon. Thank you for listening to my story. And I hope to see you again. You can listen to this story as many times as you want to. And maybe you can't listen to the whole thing. That's okay. You can pause and come back to it. It will be here for you. Thank you for joining me today. Bye-bye.